I've always been fascinated by the incredible cultures that existed in America long before Columbus set foot on these shores. Today we're going to explore the diverse and sophisticated societies that thrived in pre-colonial America. Contrary to the idea of a sparsely populated wilderness, North America before 1492 was actually home to a vibrant array of Native American tribes and civilizations. So, buckle up as we take a journey through time to uncover the amazing story of these ancient cultures. Now, you might be wondering, just how diverse were these Native American societies? Well, let me tell you, they were incredibly varied. Each tribe had its own unique culture, language, and traditions. From the coastal regions to the Great Plains, from the Southwest deserts to the eastern woodlands, Native Americans developed distinct ways of life, adapted to their environments. These weren't just small, isolated groups either. Many tribes formed complex societies with sophisticated social and political systems. Some lived in kin-based bands and tribes, while others created impressive city-states and even confederations. The diversity was staggering, with hundreds of languages spoken across the continent. But before we get to the big cities and monuments, let's talk about something that was fundamental to these societies: agriculture. Native Americans were master cultivators, developing sustainable agricultural practices that we still learn from today. They domesticated a wide variety of plants for food, medicine, dyes, and textiles. The famous Three Sisters, corn, beans, and squash, were just the tip of the iceberg. And here's something cool. These agricultural innovations didn't stay put. Extensive trade routes crisscrossed the continent, connecting different tribes and facilitating the exchange of goods and ideas. Imagine a prehistoric highway system, but instead of cars, you've got canoes, rafts, and good old-fashioned walking. These trade networks were the internet of their day, spreading new crops, technologies, and cultural practices far and wide. Now you might be thinking, okay, they had agriculture and trade, but what about big buildings? Well, hold on to your hats, because Native Americans were also master architects and city planners. Many societies built impressive cities and monumental structures that would make modern engineers scratch their heads in wonder. Take Cahokia, for example. Located near present-day St. Louis, this Mississippian city was home to about 15,000 people by 1250 CE. That's bigger than many European cities of the time. It featured massive earthen mounds, including one that was 100 feet high and covered 14 acres at its base. And Cahokia wasn't alone. Similar urban centers dotted the landscape, each showing off the ingenuity and organizational skills of these ancient societies. Native American spirituality wasn't just a set of beliefs. It was a way of life, deeply connected with their understanding of the natural world. Social structures varied widely among different tribes. Some had hereditary chiefs, while others elected their leaders. Many societies were matrilineal, tracing descent through the mother's line. And contrary to popular stereotypes, women often held significant power in these societies. The Iroquois Confederacy, for instance, gave women the right to choose and remove chiefs. Remember Cahokia? Well, it's time to take a closer look at the civilization that built it, the Mississippians. These folks were the powerhouses of the Southeast and Midwest from about 800 to 1600 CE. Cahokia was the crown jewel. Imagine this, a city with a population comparable to London in 1250, featuring over 100 earthen mounds, a grand plaza, and even a wood henge. The largest mound, known today as Monk's Mound, required moving more earth than the Great Pyramid of Giza. And all this without wheels or beasts of burden. Mind-blowing, right? Now let's head southwest to check out another impressive civilization, the ancestral Puebloans. These were the ancestors of today's Pueblo peoples, and boy, did they know how to build. Chaco was the center of ancestral Puebloan culture from about 850 to 1250 CE. It featured massive, multi-story buildings called great houses. Chaco wasn't just a city, it was the center of a vast regional system, connected to outlying communities by straight, engineered roads up to 30 feet wide. And all this in the middle of a desert. How's that for advanced planning? Let's shift our focus to the southeastern woodlands, home to tribes like the Cherokee, Choctaw, Chickasaw, Muskogee, and Seminole. These societies developed complex agricultural systems, built ceremonial mounds, and created intricate social and political structures. The Green Corn Ceremony, a major annual event, showcased their deep connection to the land and their spiritual beliefs. Their societies were often matrilineal, and women played crucial roles in both politics and agriculture. The southeastern tribes were known for their skills in diplomacy and warfare, often forming alliances and confederacies. They spoke a variety of languages, including Muscogean, Siouan, and Iroquoian. As we wrap up our tour of pre-colonial America, let's discuss their relationship with the environment. Native Americans actively shaped their surroundings through sophisticated ecological management systems. They developed sustainable hunting and fishing practices that maintained animal populations. Their agricultural techniques, like the Three Sisters method, were designed to preserve soil fertility and maximize yields without depleting resources. In many ways, these ancient practices were more green than much of our modern agriculture. From the towering mounds of Cahokia to the intricate road systems of Chaco Canyon, from sophisticated agricultural practices to complex social structures, Native American civilizations were far from primitive. They were diverse, innovative, and deeply connected to their environment. As we study history, it's crucial to recognize and appreciate the rich cultures that thrived on this continent long before 1492. Thanks for joining me on this journey through time. Until next time, stay curious.